What's up, people, and welcome back to another episode of Ghetto Gospel. So where we left off at. Last week, we talked about how Jacob finally caved and let Benjamin go to Egypt with his brothers. When they showed up and Joseph finally seen his little brother, he got all up in his feelings. And then Joseph had a big old dinner and got drunk with his brothers. And now we caught up. So Joseph told his house manager,
fill them dudes' bags up with as much food as they can carry and put their silver back at the top of their bag. Then put my cup, the silver one, at the top of the bag of the youngest one, along with the grain and the silver.
And homeboy did what he told him to do. In the morning, they sent them boys home on the donkeys, but they ain't even much make it that far before Joseph told his house manager,
get up, bro. Go get them boys, and when you catch up to them, tell them, why you gonna pay back evil when y'all been treated good? Ain't this the cup my master used to drink out of and for fortune telling?
This don't mean what you think it means. It ain't telling y'all to go see the tarot card, folks.
So they was like,
what you say that for? You know we couldn't never do nothing like that. We even brought back the silver we found at the top of our bags. How you figure we gonna steal silver or gold from your crib? If you find it with one of us, whoever got it, they gonna die, and the rest of us will be your slave.
Nah, bro. Maybe I'm just tripping. But you would think that after the last time, they would have thought to bust them bags open and make sure that what they thought was in there was what was in there.
Sound like they was mad show. I don't know if I would have said something like that, no matter how sure I was. Anyway, so the house manager was like,
alright, bet. But we only gonna take the one that stole it for a slave. The rest of y'all free and clear.
So all of them hurried up and put their sacks on the ground and opened them. And the house manager started searching their bags like 5-0 with no warrants, going from the oldest to the youngest. And surprise, surprise, the cup was in Benjamin's sack. So they tore their clothes.
It's something folks used to do when they was boo-hoo sad.
Loaded up their donkeys and headed back to the city. When Judah and his brothers,
why they focusing on Judah like that?
Made it back to Joseph's crib, they all bowed down on their face in front of him. And he was like,
what y'all done did? Ain't y'all know a dude like me could find out the truth from fortune telling?
And so Judah was like,
I don't know what to say, sir. God has exposed how guilty we is.
I get the feeling all of them caught that entendre as soon as he said it.
We your slaves now. Us and the one who stole the cup.
And Joseph was like,
I wouldn't do something like that. The dude that had my cup gonna be my slave. The rest of y'all free to go back to y'all daddy.
So Judah was like,
sir, can I say something, please? Don't be mad at me. As far as I'm concerned, you just like the Pharaoh.
Then he proceeded to remind Joseph about the first time they came down to Egypt and how he asked about their family. But this time it tell us something that it left out back in chapter 42. It say that they told Joseph that they couldn't bring their brother because their pops had died. And Joseph told them if they ain't show up with their brother, don't look for him. So then he went on telling them how Jacob ain't won't let them take Benjamin and they had to convince him, and how he had died if Benjamin ain't come back. This time it wasn't Jacob's words. That was their words, which mean they probably believed that. So then Judah was like,
I told my pops if I ain't bring him back, that sin was gonna be on my head. So let me stay here in his place and let him go back with his brothers. I'm supposed to go back without him. I can't look my pops in his grieving face like that.
And just like any good cliffhanger, the chapter end right there. So that's it for this week. If you don't know Jesus, but you're trying to get to know him, go and click that first link in the description down there. I'll see y'all next week. And as always, peace. And I hope y'all people straight.